everyone, welcome back to another episode of Safety Optional. Today we're working on our Jeep Comanche V8 swap project again. Today's either going to be yet another example of frustration and disappointment, or it's going to be really awesome. You already know because you can see the title, but we don't, so we're going to get started. Today we're doing brakes, so let's go ahead and dig in. All right, Colin, what do we got down here?
All right. We established that the calipers were locked up last time. So we just decided to replace everything. So we got discs, rotors, and then we got new calipers, both sides go on here. Brake pads. Extended brake lines, so accommodate the travel we plan to need on this with the lift kit that we're putting on here later.
And the nice thing about these brake lines is these are extended brake lines, but they're also for a YJ Wrangler, which means they were longer to begin with. We'll show you when we put these on, but these should be super long, definitely able to accommodate any sort of suspension travel that we need if we lift this bad boy. So we're gonna just go right ahead and ignore the rear brakes because we don't need them for a burnout. So front brakes and hopefully get this thing moving and stopping. All right, so if you check our last video, you'll see where Colin and I started pulling this bad boy apart and just realized that these calipers just weren't worth saving. And the brake lines here are, as the British guys on their car shows, they're perished. And so
It's just pining for the fjords.
We're going to change out all of that crap. So there's a pan you can grab, put it underneath there, crack that line loose, and start ripping that dude apart. Then on the other side, Matt,
Give me a light.
Matt's gonna get started pulling this one apart. And again, they're all the nuts and bolts. Well, I don't know if we've taken this caliper off, so you have to get it from the back side. These bolts right there are the ones. Yep. So I think I screwed up when I ordered parts because I just assumed, you know what happens when you assume?
Make an ass out of you and me.
That's right, that these, that the only difference in a two-wheel drive front end and a four-wheel drive front end was axle shafts and whatnot.
We need a torch, guys.
No, we'll get it, hold on. But these right here are four-wheel drive rotors, which we're eventually gonna need when we make this thing 4x4.
How do they differ though?
These, like, see how these are made to go over a, these are made to go over a unit bearing, and then you have your flange with your nut coming through and your axle shaft. These, I think, are all one piece.
Oh, you think? Okay. All right.
I don't know if these are the same unit bearing design. So, you got another washer on there?
Yep, one underneath.
Yeah. So the way that these banjo fittings work is you've got the fluid comes down this line here and then comes out that little hole in there in the opening in this lug on the end, and then you've got this bolt that has a corresponding hole in it there, and the fluid travels through that out the end of the bolt into the caliper. And so you need these copper washers that compress and act as a gasket basically for that.
Some bitch.
Now, as Matt's tightening that up, let's look at this. This will go to show you how much longer. This will show you how much longer that brake line is.
Yeah, it comes out a different place too. It's even longer because it comes out on the. Well, it's not. It's got this side.
Hang on, hold on.
Come out the wrong side. Oh, we put it on backwards. You just flip this piece over.
Actually, now that we put it on
and
the
now
right way,
it adapts nicely around the.
Look at that! It goes right around the bleeder valve. It's almost like it was meant to go that way.
There you go.
Okay. So now you can see just how much difference we're going to have in the available droop.
About 3 or 4 inches.
Oh no, it's going to be way more than that. It's like, this should be like a 6-inch or so difference. Hold it out that way.
Here.
Here.
Put these 2 tips together and then see how far down the way you get. Here. There.
Oh
There's
yeah,
your difference.
there you go. That's a good illustration of how much droop we're going to have with this thing now. So significant improvement. And the bulk of it is in this hard line here, but even this is a little bit longer. So, gonna be nice.
Yeah, looking for some brake parts, hoping you can help me out. Do you have brake calipers, front calipers for an 87 Jeep Comanche, 2-wheel drive? Yeah, the 4-cylinder, 2-wheel drive. Need both sides. Ah, great. Awesome. Hold that for me. We're on our way. Thank you so much. Oh, hang on. Do you have... Yeah, I'm sorry. Do you have the rotors for the same vehicle? Front rotors. Great. Perfect. Thank you so much. Thanks.
All right, here's a status update. Where do I start? Let's see. We realized we had the wrong parts again. Big surprise. So we decided to divide and conquer. Colin and I went to Tulsa and exchanged the parts that we had for the correct parts. And so now we've got the new calipers and we're going to wait on the rotors, even though we bought them in pads. Meanwhile, Eric and Matt cleaned up the shop here, got some parts moved around, cleaned out the bed of the truck, and now we are installing the new calipers and new brake lines.
These, oh yeah, some transmission fluid might come out of this, Eric. I should get a pan.
Oh, are you getting ready to install a transmission cooler?
Well, I'm going to cut the lines off. We have a cooler option.
I love it.
It's optional. Right now we're just going to cut the lines, and at least maybe, because obviously we can't drive with these on the ground.
Yeah.
And also we can't unhook the lines because you totally can't get to them without taking the whole transmission out.
All right, nice. Well, we'll see what we can do there. Good going, Matt.
All right.
I got wires in here. Why do we run so many wires in here?
We ran
So
some
here's how I'm
extras.
rigging up the brake line temporarily. We'll see if that works. It might be a permanent
Oh, yeah.
solution.
Eric, we had your wires?
You have a, here's the
All right, I've installed the line here, and I've tried to put this to where hopefully it won't hit that. I guess. Hopefully that works. We'll see.
Holes for the O2 sensors.
Yeah, if you want to get under there and do that real quick. So explain the tap.
The tap.
What it's for. All right, I'll explain. When I welded in the bung for the O2 sensors, I got a little goo. I got a little
Metal goo.
a little spatter on the threads of the bung on one of the exhaust manifolds, and so we've got a tap here to chase the threads. So I'll let Eric chase the threads on that and get the O2 sensor installed.
Where's the fucking... This channel's probably not for you. Maybe it is, I don't know.
All right, Colin's getting that brake line installed and getting that caliper bolted on. So right now we're just going to reuse the crappy stock rotors and pads with the new caliper, new lines.
Come look at my dashboard and stuff.
Ooh.
Can somebody bust me?
Let's look at that.
It's real nice. It's custom. Here's our starter module. Some of these work. Here's our gauge cluster. Oh, yeah. So that's cool.
I love it.
it's all nice, and then our computer's got easy access there. I've pushed it over to the side so we'd have room to work the pedals. And yeah, we're good. Wiring's done.
Perfect.
Hang on. Is the seat bolted in?
No.
No, we need to bolt the seat
Okay.
in.
All right, I will.
Oh my gosh, I'm in love. Look at this. This is just opulent luxury.
Oh, hang on.
It moves. I don't know why.
Okay.
That's great.
Hey, Evan.
Yeah. Grab that light there, Matt, and show
Hey,
me.
Evan, would you mind steering the wheel back in this other direction?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm working with Matt down here.
So I took a cutoff wheel and cut off these two hard lines because they used to run all the way up front to the radiator. We don't need that.
Now what?
And I just put a little U shape on here, and we're good to go. But they're kind of loosey-goosey.
We need to tighten. Can you tighten up the
No,
the
you
fittings?
can't. No, not really.
So that's the transmission line.
Yeah. So the current location generally is very difficult to get to. I don't know that we'll be able to actually get to it. It's not leaking. It did not leak at all before, so I don't really have a concern about it.
Let's crank down, right?
But that's more reason why we might want to pull the motor and do this a little bit.
We will have to
differently.
do
Clean
this,
the
yeah.
engine compartment, all that
I
stuff.
have
More junk for the junk heap. That's our trans bypass. And Eric's getting the angle on our brake lines adjusted to where they'll be able to turn, but they'll also miss the wheels. Good job.
All right.
Of course, we're adapting the wrong kind of application for these brake lines, but they're going to be perfect.
Yeah, no, they're gonna work out real well as long as they're.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
All right, now we need to bleed them. Yeah, release.
Release.
Okay, press.
I'm pushing the button down slowly. Ever so slowly this time.
Okay, let off.
I'm not on the pedal floor yet.
Oh, you're not?
You was telling me to go slow. You went fast and slow.
Okay, press.
I'm on the floor.
Okay, let off. So Matt's been just stroking and pumping away at this deal, and ain't nothing happening. No fluid has come out yet at all. Which, Matt, you know, I know you got 2 kids and 1 on the way, so I don't know what the problem is
My
here.
shot's usually there.
Stop.
It's gotta be
So,
unscripted or it's just awkward.
so Eric fortunately has a spare master cylinder that actually works when he was chasing brake problems on his Jeep. So we're gonna go ahead and change the brake master cylinder. If we're gonna do it, let's just do all the brakes, do it right.
Should only take like
So we're gonna go ahead and swap that out.
nothing.
Colin and I just cleaned out this front brake line here.
Sorry guys, we should have.
Evidently Eric had disconnected the brake line at some point, so now we've got a fresh, clean brake line there.
Or was it connected inside?
But it wasn't connected up here. That end was loose down here. So
So all of our pumping was just going out.
Going right out the bottom.
yeah, and then back up a little bit and look at that. This is the push rod for our master cylinder there, just corroded to hell. So you can tell this thing's been leaking, it's all corroded. So we're kind of wiping the area down, cleaning it up a little bit. Here's a flare wrench.
So we had one line completely disconnected, just allowing all that effort to just squirt out the side.
Yeah, and the only reason we noticed it is because we were listening and heard a sound, and then we disconnected the master cylinder. So
Yep.
No.
Okay,
No.
yeah.
Here. Okay.
While Matt's
I
pulling
can watch
down-
it. I can watch
I got
it.
it, I got it.
Okay.
So you're tight now?
I'm tight.
Okay. Down.
Yeah, I think I do see it still pushing it in, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it's pushing it.
I got fluid. Now one more time.
I'm bleeding fluid. It
One
should
more
be
time.
shooting out.
Good.
all right, Colin, get there we go. Watch out. Yep, that worked. Woohoo! All right.
All right.
The front's on the ground.
Yeah, okay.
We need a good solid pre-flight on this thing.
Relay just sitting in there.
Yeah, we want to make sure any sort of bits that are going to be prone to flying around or getting sucked into the belts or anything are going to be out of the way. Matt, why don't you grab a zip tie and just kind of dress up all the... I'll grab some more zip ties too over here.
I don't know where they are.
Here's where we are right now. We've put on new calipers and new brake hoses on the front, and we've bled the brakes so they now work. We've got stopping power on the front of this bad boy. Right now, Eric's going through doing some last minute wiring touch-ups. We've already gone through everything and zip tied all the wires and hoses and stuff out of the way, hopefully where they're not going to be rubbing on anything or anything like that. So maybe we're ready to take it for a test drive. I don't want to get too excited.
Okay, there you go. Alright. That shouldn't fall down into the alternator. Oh, actually, this might need some.
Well, it shouldn't fall down the alternator because the alternator's on this side.
See? Told you. I wasn't wrong.
Yeah,
Look at the face. It's still flying.
It's fine.
That's fine.
Actually, you saw that.
Alright, that's fine.
Where'd it go?
Oh, we should probably close that.
I'm right in bed. Who's right in the front?
We've just opened the door.
Oh, lordy! Is that the seat? Nah, we're fine. All right, we ready? Okay, we ready?
Yep.
All right. Let's give it a second. Dadgummit. Give it.
So after we got done messing with this thing, we started poking around and we realized that we still had a tube that ran out of here and ran back to the back that was pulling vacuum that was not hooked to anything. And because it was back there in the back, we just didn't notice that it was not hooked up to anything. So I ran out and looked at my pickup and realized that I think it's for evaporative emission stuff, which we don't have on here. So we've gone ahead and just really temporarily plugged it here. And then we noticed another little potential vacuum leak right here. And so we're gonna plug those, and that'll be our first challenge on the next work night, to put a cap on that and then see if that helps it idle. But if you guys know why this thing might not be able to run under a load unless you're mashing the throttle, let us know, because we're still trying to, we got a lot of troubleshooting ahead of us, so we greatly appreciate it. Put comments down below if you got any advice for us.
Well, I would say bittersweet, I guess, because now, since it's running, the only thing left to do is make it run better and look nicer, and that's a more nebulous goal than making it run. That's real finite, and we've done that, but kind of now what? So that'll be fun, fixing this thing up and making it go better, but yeah, it's a tall order, but it'll be fun.
That was a good time. It was a good time. Smelled great after 2 years. Just burning rubber. It was a good time, and I think it's kind of fun. We got, that is checkpoint number 1. We got a lot of work to do. Still more big work. So it's at least, it kind of at least gives us an idea that the overall goal is achievable. At least getting to this point and actually made it work. So it's a good time. It's been a lot of fun tinkering around with these guys.
I don't have any wisdom to add. Kind of works, kind of doesn't. So, in my mind, the goal is not accomplished till it can start on its own and do the burnout sustain. So we did it, kind of, but we'll do it better yet to come.
One thing that occurred to me is we kind of have that mountain climber mentality of, why do you climb the mountain? Well, because it's there. But everything that we do and the projects that we do in our life, it's like climbing that mountain. And once you reach that peak, what do you do from there? Eric said, then what? Well, we're always looking to the next peak. So we climb that mountain. Once we reach the peak, we're looking to the next peak that we're going to climb. And that's kind of how we feel. It's how I feel with doing these projects. And so, we're on a mountaintop right now, but we're looking to that next mountaintop, which is going to be making this thing run reliably and actually being able to tootle it around town, maybe go, actually get a tag on it and do some real burnouts someplace neat. Take it to Jeep Jam, stuff like that. So there's a lot of goals in the future, before we even think about a full restoration to where it looks like it came off the showroom floor, or it looks like a monster truck, or whatever we want to do.
What you said you was going to do, you did.
Ish.
What words at the end?
Man, today has been a highlight of my life. In an average married father's life, there's a few days that you tend to remember. The day you got married, the day your kids were born. Today, it's right up there, I think. Today, we did a burnout in this Jeep. We finally got our V8 working well enough to make this run, drive, and do a burnout.
At least for a minute or two.
And smoke was had. And today, I love you guys. This has been awesome. Why are you frowning? I'm not frowning. I'm ecstatic. This has been pretty freaking awesome. It was 2.5 years ago that, if you watched any of the videos, we were pulling this piece of crap 4-cylinder out of this truck to get it ready for this. And here we are. And so today we got the brakes working, sort of,
Ish.
Which is awesome. And we need to bleed the system, obviously, quite a bit more, but they held and it worked, and that's awesome. Obviously, we've got an issue with it not being able to idle under load, but since we pulled it back in here and I really started looking at it, we've already found a few vacuum leaks, which could be the cause. So we're going to tinker with this a little bit more, and the next goal for this project is to get it running where it's just running great, and we can really just roast the tires at will. Then we'll take it out, just do all sorts of crazy stuff with it, burn up, blow up some tires. Then we'll bring it back in here and we'll start cleaning it up and making it right where it's going to be permanent. Interiors, things like that. Get all the wiring where all the fans work reliably. Just really clean it up, put the interior back in it, fix the floor, put the fenders back on it, start really putting it back together where it looks like a truck again. So, man, today, huge day for us. I just want to thank you guys for following along, for sharing the journey with us. It's been a lot of fun. This is just what it's all about for us. So we thank you. Thanks for watching.